I'm John Twist of University Motors. Today is Tuesday, the 30th of September 2014. It's always nice to get a date on these, even though they're date coded down in the corner. Sometimes they are. I still have people call me up and say, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were closing. I said, no, that was 5 years ago, so you just have to stay up to date with what's going on. And to stay up to date with what's going on, make sure that you don't miss our birthday party coming up in January and our technical seminars coming up in February. Today I have a horror story here in this MGB. So we sent this MGB away last August, maybe around there, I think. And the guy was driving it yesterday and he called me up and he said, my shock absorber came off my car and it poked through my brake line and I lost my brakes. It's a good thing I know what I'm doing. It's a good thing my handbrake worked, and it's a good thing I was going pretty slowly. Anytime any customer has a problem with their car, of course, it's always like, oh my gosh, what did or didn't we do? Let me show you this. This is really this is the first time we've taken this apart. And these are really nice wheels. Makes the car look real sharp. The car's got a supercharger on it, so he could have been going a whole lot faster. So at some point in the past, and they continue to do this, home engineers decide that the original Armstrong shocks are stupid, antiquated, not necessary, and can be improved on. So they get a bracket. In this case, this bracket is here, and this bracket used to fit upside down here with some long bolts up here, but guess what happened? And this is not the first time that I've seen this happen. It's not, how can I say this without impugning the product itself? If you use a product like this, if you use this product, you make sure that you're tightening those bolts all the time, because those bolts are really, really long. And if they come out, as they did, because they hold this tube shock, maybe you can come around and take a look at it here. Here's the name down here, Wheelwright. This is an aftermarket replacement for the Armstrong shock. You got this thing that bolts on here and it comes up here, and you're supposed to leave the shock in place, and this tube type shock that you can get at Napa or Pet Boys or any place is supposed to be better, cheaper, something or other than the original shock. And I'm showing you here, it's not, okay? It's not, unless you tighten these bolts all the time. So this came loose. I don't know what it hit. It hit the brake line here somehow, and the brake fluid ran out of the system. The guy lost his brakes because this bracket came loose. I have seen this happen before. I've seen the brackets break before. Let's go and look at the other side. What do we find here? We find one bolt completely missing and the other bolt loose. This guy was loose too. Okay, he just hadn't come totally off yet. Okay, so we're sure that we tightened these up when it was here last time, and it was here a year ago. So I'm telling you, if you run this type of aftermarket shock system on your car, you make sure that you have those bolts really, really tight. Use a lock tab on the top. Use Loctite. Wire them something so they don't come loose. Okay, this is the most horrible thing that can possibly happen. The three most important parts of the car are the brakes, the steering, and the brake lights. You don't need wipers, you're not going to drive in the rain. You don't need headlights, you're not going to drive at night. You don't need turn signals, you can use your hand. You don't need a seat belt because the policeman isn't going to catch you and shoot you like they did in, where was that, South Carolina? You need brakes and you need steering. This impacts both of those, okay? I cannot be emphatic enough that the system is wrought with maintenance obligation, okay? You must make sure that you keep those things tight, always, all the time. Loctite them, wire them, lock tab them, something, so that this doesn't happen to you. So that's my warning for today. Hey, I want to make sure that you've looked at our website and you see our entry to Sky Prize up here on the ceiling, which Dayton's going to look at up there. Now you can't see the other side, but on the other side of the ceiling is a black mat, on top. Flat roofs ought to be illegal in the state of Michigan, but we have a flat roof. And we have a 46-foot octagon painted on our roof. So if you haven't seen this yet, go to our website, www.universitymotorsltd.com, and take a look at our 46-foot octagon. This almost is as good as the octagon in the shingles in York, Pennsylvania, on Wellington Road, maybe, Wellington Place, York, Pennsylvania, 17142. I get the 17 parts right. So anyway, our goal is to cover the earth with octagons on rooftops, a mosaic, a beautiful mosaic of octagons, one building at a time. So if you want some engineering drawings for the MG and you want to do this to your roof, call me, write me, we'll send you the information. Okay, so that's today's comment here. Safety is so important. We're going to get rid of these things. We're going to go back to the original Armstrong shocks because that's the way the system is designed. So anyway, my comments for today. Hey, until later, safety fast.